Has the stream started?
Yeah.
So that is the first words on the stream there from Louis.
Oh, that's good. Brilliant.
Also known as QPR Beasts. You're with us here for round
7.
round 11. Germany
7.
in PSGL. Round 7 in PSGL F2 Germany. A bit of the Alzheimer's kicking in there. Yeah, not much really to say. The stream is finally live. We've got 0 viewers with us on stream, so we'll just wait for people to
I'll just get a drink quickly
through. But you know, we're waiting for the lobby to be set up. Yeah, there's nothing else to say.
Background noise? Nothing to say here, and no one's watching.
No, I think the viewers will filter in.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah, people are still eating their tea or dinner.
Yeah, I mean, it's impossible to eat tea given that it's in a liquid form. They see, so I don't really understand what you're trying to say. But we have got people tuning in, you know. And it's a reminder that F2 is before the watershed, Big C.
Yeah, so hopefully everyone is on their best behaviour. But no, it's good to be back commentating on, you know, a great league. One of the best leagues in the world.
Yeah, and F2 Big C's made a good name for itself over the years.
Yeah, I think, you know, it's been hit and miss in terms of driving standards, but, you know, this new leadership of Greeny, LFC and CC Brain, you know, has been very, you know, strong and stable leadership. So
yeah.
You know, I think they can really get the job done.
Yeah, really building on the foundations of, you know, the groundwork that myself and Frome laid down last season in launching F2 on Monday nights, and we will be interviewing and speaking to Louis very shortly when the viewers pick up.
You can do it now, honestly.
But yeah, I mean, Big C.
We're up to 6-7 here and 7
goals. Yeah,
well,
we might as well get started. Thank you to everyone tuning in. We've got Toby F1, a big fan. You know, Lambo, a former PSGL F2 champion in the stream. You know, a man who won a race in PSGL F1. But we're going to speak to another man who's won a few races in PSGL F1. A man who finished 4th in a 3-horse race back in season 18. It's QPR Beasts, also known as Louis, making his return in F2 during this period of quarantine. You know, what is it that made you come back?
You know, I saw the leadership of Greeny and CC, and I really couldn't turn that offer down that came to my doorstep. And I'm just trying to replicate Nico Hülkenberg at the German Grand Prix. Hopefully not to the letter, hopefully not crashing out at the penultimate corner, but I'm in his car, so hopefully it'll go well.
And what is it that you're looking to achieve, you know, out there on track?
Well, you know, I'm just going to look to keep it in a straight line, keep it within the white lines, but ultimately my main goal is, if this man who's just joined the party is in a point-scoring position, I want him out of that position instantly. And definitely not in that position by the end of the race.
No, I understand. And Big C, I know you had a few questions for Louis, given that you've known him so much over the years. You know, as a PSGL League Director, what does it mean for you to see such a historic name coming back into PSGL?
Well, obviously, you know, Louis and I do go back many, many years. You know, we were teammates. You know, he was a big fan originally, but then we became teammates in season 18, won the Constructors, and, you know, he's grown up quite a lot, and yeah, he's still got some talent, you know, he's still got some decent racecraft, but hopefully, you know, tonight we can see a bit more pace. So yeah, it's good to see Louis back, obviously. One of them, let's say, more recent sort of legends, as it were, in PSGL history. Wow. So yeah, it's great for the league.
No, I agree, Big C. A lot of excitement in the stream as people are tuning in to some Monday night action. Just another question for Louis. You know, I noted prior to this race in practice, you've been having issues with the undulation of the car. You know, and it's been impacting the tyre wear. You know, what will you do to mitigate against those issues?
Well, you know, the oscillations sent through the car by the turn 1 entry curve is really scuppering any chance of a finish, frankly, in the race. So we're going to have to, you know, turn the wings down a bit, induce a bit of understeer, I think. Maybe 111 wings might have to be used. Low tyre pressures as possible, so all the way to the left. Get a bit more traction. Yeah, I reckon that's how we can mitigate the circumstances here.
Yeah, so really looking to dial the understeer in.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Brilliant. I have got to query, where is the invite to the race lobby? You know, we've got 3 minutes until the race starts.
That's a great point. I completely forgot about you two. That is a good point.
So, we're just
the
here
custom list, Aaron. The custom list.
Right, 1 second.
Yeah,
So
then,
obviously,
we've got a quick question, Aaron, because from Woot Very East, to Louis, asking Louis, do you see this as preparation for Formula Experience? Obviously rumoured to be making a return at some point.
Yeah, but there are some rumours. Can't confirm whether they're true or not. So, yeah, but it may be practice, it may not. We'll see. We'll see. But whatever happens, I'll make sure that I'm beating you out on track. Absolutely.
Yes, Louis. I really look forward to you beating me. So that's fantastic. So let's just get into the lobby. Tom's asking, or AK Wommer, when's Greeny going to be sacked?
And I don't know
Good
which
question.
Tom
Hopefully
this
as
is.
soon as possible.
What Tom is this? Sorry?
Wommer.
I don't know what that is.
We don't talk about other Tom.
No, the only Tom I remember is Tom AJ, but welcome Tom Woomer. Greeny, I think, is, sorry, I think Greeny's a fantastic league admin, and the way he's transformed F2, it's such a friendly community feel. Back in the days when me and Frome were in charge, it was, a very hostile atmosphere. Any driver who, made a mistake would be punished. They'd be slapped, they'd be thrown away to the curbs. But now, under Greeny's leadership, drivers are really nurtured, and that's why you've seen drivers like Ollie Flavel continue in this league for a number of seasons, unable to get out, because they really enjoy the safety net that league admins such as Greeny, really nourish upon them.
Yeah, I agree with those sentiments profusely. So yeah, tension is building.
It definitely is, Big C. And one man who's got a lot of tension running through his veins, the league admin is Greeny LFC, a man who's struggling for form in this early part of the season. What's happening out there?
There's not enough juice is flowing. Big Aaron, I'm sure you understand what I mean. The juices have run out. And I'm just running on fumes. I don't have anything left. Like Ian Beale, I've got nothing left. So, hopefully this could be my resurrection around Hockenheim. But, I've got a woeful record around here, so I'm not looking forward to it.
It's a fitting time just after Easter for one to resurrect themselves. And Big C talking about resurrections. There's a rumour going around about the return of PSGL Formula Experience. Do you have any words about that?
Where there are threats here and there are also opportunities. With a new game coming out, there's going to be a long break. So I think Formula Experience is what everyone wants to see. See the likes of Mr. Grumpy, Gizmo, those sorts of drivers really take it out on the circuit. That's what people want to see. And, we've got some events planned during the break, and hopefully we can reveal some information in the next 2 weeks. But obviously, we're going to speak to the admins and obviously my co-director, the wonderful Alex AMS. So, there's lots of planning, and you know how it is running a league.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree, Big C. It should prove to be a good spectacle. People are looking to get this session started. You've got loads of drivers. You've got Frayne Java, you've got Black Phoenix, you've got Tim Went Tink, Pit Matt Pedro, all these new names. Loads of people looking to lay down the marker in PSGL F2, hoping to springboard themselves into the top tier, such as drivers in the past did, such as Toby F1, who's currently in this league. Fucking hell, I've got the others.
Yeah, I do agree, and into qualifying, it's got 17 viewers, some lots of infamous faces in the chat, such as Aaron Conwood, who's only banned from PSG and banned a record amount of times, 4 times. Yeah. So it's good to see these people really coming out here and to see your return. Voted Commentator of the Year twice ahead of Game Wonder.
Yeah, and I didn't even make many commentary appearances. I wonder who was voting. That's the questions I've got to ask. But thank you to everyone who's tuned in this evening. Thank you, Louis, for joining us.
No problem.
We are going to get a feature from Greeny. Although,
my God. You've chucked me under the bus.
Well, we've said it now, you can't go. So Greeny will be taking us through a feature, just showing us these weather conditions and how tricky it is to negotiate. Big C, obviously, you can see, a lot of rain.
A lot of rain indeed. So I think while we're going to let Greeny prepare and get a setup ready for, we can just go through the standings quickly. So Bugatti is leading the way on 62 points, 16 points clear of his teammate Black Phoenix. Ski-Ban's on 33, 29 off the lead. So it's a two-horse race, but Bugatti is the man to beat. CC Brain's fourth, and Pedro in fifth, Tim Wintick sixth, Jordan, Ollie Favell, Brandon and Leon are at the top 10 with Greeny in 11th on 17 points. A fourth place in France, his best result, Aaron.
Yeah, absolutely. Big C, Jordan Polska coming out, if I'm correct, I believe this is a Polish driver. Correct me if I'm wrong, but is out there in the McLaren. He's currently 6th in the drivers. His teammate Pedro also be coming out shortly, so he is someone to keep an eye on. But, one man out there at the moment is Greeny. He's out there on the full wet tyres. Greeny,
I am.
Can you just describe to us what you're feeling out there?
Oh, it's awful, Aaron. It's awful. I'm really feeling, worried. I don't think I can get it going.
How's the visibility? Sorry.
It's awful. I'm behind Ushin McGill right now, and that Sauber's kicking up a lot of spray ahead of me. A lot.
Yeah, and obviously during the wet conditions, have you made any setup adjustments? Because obviously we don't know what the forecast is for the race.
It is dry, fully dry, so I've not made any adjustments, really, to 7 wings, and I'm going to have to make a gap, unfortunately.
And Greeny, obviously the wet conditions, it is very tricky conditions. When you come through the Sachs curve, you're going to be very worried about going off the track, I wonder.
No, I'm not worried, and you don't need to say it either. You are hardened from saying it. So, but yeah, there's a big traffic jam going on, and I don't know what they're doing, but no, I'm really just trying to feel my way round the Sachs curve into the last couple of corners, which I'm sure you know the name of.
Yeah, it's the Sud curve.
The Sud curve. Here we go.
So we're just riding on board there with, former PSGL F1 driver, really looking to propel himself back up there.
It's invalid.
Oh.
That's fine.
Oh, Greeny, just keep talking, keep talking. How's the car feeling?
It's not good. It's very hard. It's very hard to talk and drive.
Well,
it really
we're
is.
Back, we are coming through the Parabolica with a K. How's that feeling?
Yeah, that's also very understeery. A lot of movement from the car, but I've just got to trust this Red Bull that Christian Horner, Adrian Newey and Co have given me.
Yeah, well, you've got a car behind you, so be careful of the traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Greeny, we're just coming up to the Mercedes-Benz section as well. Got loads of special guests here this evening, including Alison Hammond from this morning. Can you see her giving you a wave?
No, I can't see her. He's treacherous out there. I can't see anyone here. Actually, I've spotted HD in the crowd.
Alright, cool. So yeah, hopefully Greeny can take us through an actual lap without invalidating. But if he does invalidate again, we'll have to look for someone else. We get Jordan on a 24-0. Quite a good lap time, 9 cents clear of Fran.
No, I give my personal guarantee right now that you will see a lap. So here we go. Through the Sud curve, round the final corner, where Michael Schumacher claimed 4 victories here. On the run down to turn 1, you want to go down to 6, don't cut the inside, and I haven't. Oh, a lot of squirm under the throttle, and now we're heading down to turn 2. The first sector, it may be short, but it's very vital that you get it right. Short shift to 4 for some traction, up to 5th through the Parabolica with a K, I think it is, Big C said. And I'm going to, use my ARS, but they're telling me that light rain in 10 minutes.
So So a strategic element for the drivers and the intermediate tyres, and setting your lap at the end of the session is going to be crucial to taking pole, really.
Yep. Oh, I'm a bit sideways there, aren't I? Oh,
Yeah.
really wrenching the car. I can really feel the undulation. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I can definitely know what you mean. And Greeny, you know, I'm just hearing a bit of shortness of breath in your voice, you know.
It's hard. It really is.
Yeah, so as we can see, it really does take a physical toll on drivers, you know, these types of conditions, very testing, you know, to their mentality, you know, and yellow flags up the road. This could be distracting for Greenies. He negotiates one of the trickiest sectors in the game.
Yeah. Very tricky through the Sats curve. They now come up to the famous Sud curve. Pedro really putting Greeny off there. The spray into his visor. What can Greeny LFC do in the Red Bull? Tag Hoyer, of course, but it is a bit of a slow first lap from Greeny. But a lot of distractions, to be fair.
Yeah. So a good effort.
Anyway, it is indeed. So yeah, thank you, Greeny. A good effort there, and good luck for the rest of the session.
Yeah, last person.
Good luck as well.
See you later, Greeny. Thank you so much. We've got Bugatti coming around, you know. Times move on very quickly, you know. One man's trash is another man's treasure. And can Bugatti pop it up there, Big C? He's got to set a good lap. You know, obviously the best of the conditions are yet to come. But can the Mercedes-Benz put itself up the timing scales? It does, it does. It goes fastest, Big C.
Yeah, great up there for Bugatti. Obviously, the championship leader, 16 points clear of everyone else. But these times don't mean anything, Aaron. If the rain is going to ease off and the light rain, Aaron, comes.
Yeah, I agree, Big C. I'm just going to ride on board here with Leon Bentley, you know, a man who once used to race in the top tier. Look at him, he's really struggling out there. I think he's got to abort his lap. But how's his season gone?
I mean, I think Leon has struggled a little bit here, and he got a podium in Austria, a second place, and a fourth in Australia. It's 22 points PT in the championship, but you know, these drivers like myself, Leon Bentley, you know, time to just move on. You've got to adapt to the new game, and I think that Leon, like myself, hasn't really adapted. No,
and if you don't adapt, Big C, you perish, and we've seen loads of drivers perish in the past.
Yeah, and Aaron, we've had a request to bring up the track map. It was a new addition to the streaming. There's a track map you can have on that can really, you know, aid and tell you if someone's invalidated the lap.
Alright, so we've put the full track map on. Yeah, he's definitely invalidated his time. So a lot of drivers will be going back in, but I think some will be staying out just to get more of a feel for the wet weather conditions. And Blandon Grover is one of those men.
Yeah, the reigning F3 champion. No, he's had a very solid season. Not the fastest of drivers, but, you know, very solid, a solid driver. He has 2 podiums here, but the other race he didn't score points, so you know he's really hit or miss at the minute.
Yeah, well, let's hope today can be a hit for the Alfa Romeo driver. And we have got a question from Wout Verriest, also known as Game Freaker. Will PSGL stay with 7 or 8 leagues regarding the growth? You know, what are the plans for the future? They're yet to be determined.
No, I think it's usually dictated by the amount of drivers, but you want full leagues, not just more leagues for the sake of it. So if we have a situation where we have, let's say, 160 sign-ups, that would mean probably 7 leagues and lots of reserves, but so we sort of need like 20 more than, let's say, the number below. So yeah, we've got how many, what, 6 equal leagues, so maybe 7 for the next game is what we'll be looking at. But you never know, we could have a lot more interest or less interest because it's dictated by the drivers, if that makes sense.
And Brandon Glover goes fastest, so that must show track conditions are showing a slight sign of improvement. Ollie Flavel was a man I really wanted to see, Big C. He's currently 11th, you know, he's become a stalwart in the F2 League. You know, why is it that this man hasn't really developed?
Well, I think even some drivers just reach their peaks and cannot get any better. You know, maybe this is just the peak of his powers. F2, you know, there's something wrong being in F2. He's still better than the F3, F4, F5 and F6 drivers, so you know, he's obviously doing something right. But to get to that next level, maybe he needs a bit of coaching with his tutor, I don't know. But, you know, he has scored points in every race this season, so credit where it's due. Bugatti really making the most of the easing rain, as it were, to go 4 cents clear of Jordan.
Yeah, I do agree. Oh, he's really squirming around, isn't he? Ollie Flavel, I think he's invalidated his time. Yes, he has. Who else is catching your eye out there, Big C? A bit of Pit Matt?
Yeah, let's give Pit Matt a bit of airtime. You know, how is he? P14 in the minute. He is using the controller, and obviously the controller does have its benefits in these conditions. So I think Pitmat certainly will be eyeing a top 10 start, but let's just wait and see what happens.
And only 6 points, Big C, so far for this man this season. Is not really hitting the heights, but I guess it's all about adapting, you know, finding your feet and, you know, finding your element. You know, not every driver clicks, you know, at the click of a finger. You know, Big C, it took you a while to get yourself going.
Yeah, it certainly did. It took me maybe a couple of games to really reach my peak, but according to the track map, Pitmat did go purple in the middle sector, so let's see what the Toro Rosso driver can do through the Sud curve and up to the line as we've got JPTV in the jump. But no, it's a poor lap sector for Pitmat, and he only goes 8th, but, you know, quite a respectable effort, but Bugatti really laying down a market here.
Yeah, and I've just seen drivers actually switch to the Inters. You know, Greeny in the garage has got the Inters at the ready, so he's got no interest in coming back out on the wets. You know, drivers like Skeven are worried. They don't think it's going to dry out in time for the intermediate, so maybe people will get their best laps on the wet tyres, so it will come down right to the end. You know, look at that. We can just see on the screen a lot of drivers switching to the Inters. So, you know, this qualifying session and grid order is yet to be determined, and we've just seen Black Phoenix pop up into second there. Good lap from him, you know, his first lap of the session, so definitely holding a lot back. And I was informed, Big C, that he has got a brother.
Yep, SSR Phoenix, who's also, he's an F2 reserve, so yeah, the two brothers are in F2, and they're in Mercedes, are actually 55 points clear of Red Bull in the Constructors' Championship, so perhaps they can actually win it today if things go in their favour, but I'd say winning it after Belgium's most likely. Yeah,
I agree, Big C. I did want to catch CC Brain. He's not out there yet, but it is his home Grand Prix, and I have to apologise for not being able to ride on board with him, but we will save him for later. A driver coming out on the intermediate conditions, it's Greeny LFC, a man who we need to keep an eye on, so I wonder whether he's fueled this one up. You know, ideally you want to be the last man crossing the line when the timer runs out, you know, on those intermediate tyres to get the best of the track conditions.
Yeah, and just a quick question, why Bugatti isn't in F1. Basically he wanted to stay in F2, and I think he'd be okay in F1, maybe towards the back, but probably is an F1 caliber driver. But, you know, some people even prefer to just have a challenge, maybe battle the drivers at the front. You know, some people don't really enjoy maybe fighting for 18th, so I think people's enjoyment also has to come first when it comes to league racing sometimes.
You know, it does. You know, I've been in that thick end of, you know, the back end of the grid, and it can be an absolute cesspit. It can be difficult, it can be disheartening, you know, when you're struggling. You know, fortunately for me, in my last ever PSGL F1 season, you know, despite being one of the slower drivers, I picked up points in 12 of the 14 races, but not everyone's skilled enough to do that. Not everyone's got the knowledge or the experience to, you know, really, you know, find a way of extracting the best results. And that's why we're seeing drivers drop down and, you know, really settle in F2. You know, a lot of former F1 drivers here, Big C. You know, CC Brains, Skeven, Bugatti, as he said, Greeny, Toby, Liam, Bentley, QPR Beast. So, you know, real plethora of former F1 drivers.
Yep. So I think this is where I'd be maybe that midfield pack as Skeven goes third on a 23.7. So not bad out there from Skeven. But I think the last few minutes are going to be manic, with the intermediate tyres being the choices. So, you know, see like sort of Ushin, Will, Fran, etc. will be going on those intermediates and, you know, seeing what they can really conjure up as the track does get better.
Yeah, I'm just seeing Tim Wenting cross the line, and he goes third fastest. So we'll go back with Greeny, Big C, just for now. No, he's gone back into the pit, so a lot of these drivers will be waiting to come out on the Inters. So Skeven's just gone fourth. We've not seen much of QPR Beasts there. Still, he's probably set his time and he's probably on his way back in, as is Curax in the Ferrari. Time's running out, and surely they've got to go back in now.
Yeah, I think so, and I think, you know, you want 1 or 2 time laps at the end of the session, but that last lap on the, you know, the driest track possible is going to be who gets pole position. So it's all about timing, track position. So, and it's Aaron, actually Jordan has gone back out on the full wet tyre, so a very bold decision by probably the fastest driver in the league.
Yeah, I mean, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink, you know, despite the amount of, you know, fluid out there on the circuit. And this man, you know, he's been given all the signs to go on the Inters, but he's gone against it. We've got 19 viewers on stream. Thank you to everyone who's tuned in, including JP Greenwood, Kerr, Woot, Varese, Tom, you've got loads of names tuning in, Wommy, it's good to see.
It is good to see you and everyone back, for our commentary. We commentated together quite a few times, and maybe this will be the final time, but we just kept getting wheeled back out. We try and go, but we end up doing it anyway.
Yeah, it's like Richard and Judy, when they get wheeled out for this morning, on the special episodes. And I'm definitely the Judy as my words are starting to slur, really aging, profusely. And Jordan Polska goes straight back in. He's realised his error. He's listened to the stream, but he's not given himself too much time to hop onto the intermediate tyre. CC Brain, one of the first drivers out there on the Inters. Big C.
Yeah, I know. Ushin had Inter selected. Now he's on the full wet, so I don't really know what people are up to, and people aren't really gambling. If you're down in the midfield, just get the Inters on. Whatever happens, you might as well have a go. It's worth a try, but very strange.
Yeah, I think it's a crossover, Big C. It's a crossover, and we've got Gaming Alimonda with us as well, a man who's commentated on league race in these conditions. He knows how tricky it is, He just knows how tricky it is, because there's nothing else to say.
He does. Yeah, Mark's a wily-old fox. He's seen many a league race, wet and dry, so he's seen it all. That man, that's for sure.
Especially at his ripe age, in the 30s. He might be 30, but he's still flirty as he gets back out there every now and then for an odd league race.
Yeah. And even we are seeing actually split strategies. We've got Alfie Begay on the full wets and his teammate on the intermediate. So. What would you go for? What would you really push for? If you're
as you said, Big C, depends where I would be on the grid. I'd probably be, at the bottom end. I'd risk it on the Inters and hope to get it higher up the grid, but you just never know. It's a crossover and it's all a lottery. Someone like CC Brain, I think he's gone out way too early. Some of these drivers don't think when they leave the garage and they just leave it, but obviously sometimes it's better to get out there and get a lap in rather than miss out.
And CC's actually 6/10 down on the intermediates, but this lap is not the one that's going to matter. That man should have been like a minute earlier on, so we could have the best track possible. But it doesn't look ready for intermediates yet. But in a minute's time, Aaron, things can change. That's a dynamic weather here at Lucknow Ring. Anything can happen with this rain. So I think it's something impossible to call. The wets look the best start at the minute, but the Inters by the end of the session will be the ones, I think.
Yeah, and it all depends on who crosses that line last. We are looking at that mini map, and you can see loads of drivers coming around. I think that Ferrari is just coming to the hairpin. I don't know who it is, but I think that'll probably be one of the last drivers, or that McLaren behind them. It will be touch and go.
Franz crash. Oh, dreadful from Frame over Jacks. Friend in the Haas. All over the place, but in conditions, Otteric's pit mats out as well. Kurax is down on the intermediate, so Aaron, I don't know what tyre is best. Maybe none of the tyres are best at the minute.
Maybe not, Big C. I'm just looking at CC's sector 1. I think it's I think he's down. I think he's down slightly. I'm not sure by how much, but he is down.
Yeah, half a tenth in the first set, as he comes into the tricky hairman, understeers wide, and look at all the time going away. What the karting line is very possible.
Yeah, it's really touch and go at the moment. It's a Mercedes 1-2. The checkered flag is out, and Oshin does not make it to the line. He has not made it. The Sauber does not make it. And I was saying it'd be the Ferrari who makes this line. It doesn't. So one of the Ferraris is about to cross the line. I don't think they're going to improve. And Kurax
they're not. Yeah, QPR beats us half a second up on the intermediate, so the intermediates are working, but CC's 4/10 down here, and so the tyres aren't quite working as well. Some drivers are working, some drivers aren't. But Gatti's half a tenth up into the Sats curve. Yeah. So there's all sorts of action going on.
Yeah, and can CC find anything in that final sector? I just don't think it. I just don't see it. He's shown no signs of improvement. And CC Brain, his home Grand Prix, cannot improve. Who else is out there? Who else is out there? You've got drivers crossing the line. They're just coming around in flocks. Let's have a look at one of the Mercedes. Can he improve? Bugatti, I don't know if he improves. Black Phoenix does by a tenth. There's everything going on here, Bixie. There's a Renault coming across the line. I don't know who he is. I think it's Toby. He's coming across the line here, Bixie, on the Inters. And he goes 18th. Oh, dear.
Greeny here. And Greeny's got the last shout of the session on the full wets. He understeers wide at Sud curve. And I think it's going to be last space for Greeny. It's Aaron P19 for Greeny. LFC as Jordan goes third. But Aaron P19 for Greeny. Disastrous.
Yeah, it's all kicked off there, Big C. I just didn't know what was going on. I just saw drivers crossing the line. I saw the mini-map. And next thing you know, I see Greeny and he's 19th. Plum last, the featured driver for tonight. He's got his work cut out and, well, maybe he could be staring down the barrel at relegation to F3. You know, really failing to hit the Jap's eye at that corner.
He was indeed, and so obviously the toilet's free, so I need to go to the toilet.
Yeah, that's fine. So, it's Bugatti on pole, the championship leader, Black Phoenix in second, Jordan Polska third, and if you've got eyes, you can read the rest. But it's worth noting that CC Brain, 9th in his home Grand Prix, QPR Beast, a returner to lead, just starting outside the top 10. And then, yeah, as you can see at the back end, you had Greeny and Toby. And we've got dry conditions for the race, so drivers will have free tyre choice, so we might see differing strategies whilst Big C, you know, heads off to the toilet to get rid of these pre-race jingles. And AMS in the chat, really looking forward to the release of the PS5, you know, despite slipping down the divisions. A man who once used to race in F1 now races in F4. You know, AMS really struggling to get to grips with the game, but I reckon he could still do a job out here in F2. So we're just going to wait for the drivers to take to the formation laps. The strategy here is a one-stop, medium to hards. I wouldn't expect anyone to start on the red marked tyre, but you never know. So there we go. Drivers starting their formation laps. As you can see, Bugatti and Black Phoenix at the front end of the grid. And let's have a look at the tyre choice. And a lot of drivers going for the hard compound there. I think we've got more drivers on hards than we've got on medium, so that should provide some entertainment, particularly, you know, at the start of the race and hopefully at the end. So it's interesting to see both Mercedes going for the same strategy. You've got Jordan Polska here on the soft tyres, and also Tim and Skeven. So they should definitely be looking to attack the front runners at the first stint of this race. And Big C, you're back with us, and I think this is a good time to talk about this, you know, on the formation lap. You know, if you can do it within 30 seconds, Big C. PSGL has signed an agreement, a partnership with Brutal Gaming Democracy. You know, do you have any words to share about that?
Yeah, well, obviously it's an exciting time. Brutal Democracy specialise. It's an esports team, esports community. Really like specialise in fighting games, but they're looking to get into F1 esports and F1. So it just made sense to us. You know, we both have, you know, big ambitions. We want to make PSGL the best league on the PS4. And that's what I plan to do, and that's what I will do on F1 2020, and I think this is one step in going in that direction. I think PSL's on the rise, the views, the drivers all getting better and better, so yeah, it's exciting times for us, and, you know, exciting times, yeah, for everyone involved, so yeah, it should be great, and hopefully, you know, the racing tonight, you know, continues to be good.
I agree, Big C. You see a British flag there, you know, a lot of people come down to Suzuki to support Green. He starts plumb last, but you've got to turn your attention to the front as the Mercedes line up on the front row. And yeah, this should be an absolutely brilliant spectacle, Big C. I'm just going to see if I can turn the camera off. There you go. I've just turned the HUD off just momentarily. And Big C, we're just waiting for the lights to come up as we see Alison Hammond run out at the back to wave the green flag. It's 1 light, it's 2 lights, it's 3 lights, it's 4 lights, and it's 5. And the German Grand Prix here in PSGL F2 is underway. It's a great start there from Bugatti as he gets away well. But what about further behind? I think everyone's got away smoothly, Big C, from what I can see.
Yeah, so far so good, but the action will get really heated through the parabolic into the hairpin. And when these drivers really miss their braking points, as they naturally do.
Yeah, and as you can see, there's a lot going on down the straight. I think there's something going on here for third, fourth, and second place, is it? There's 3 going into the hairpin. Oh, that Force India is just going to get tangled up.
No.
Oh, we just saw it coming. And drivers are getting away there. It's like an absolute cesspit. It's like the last servings at McDonald's.
Look at it, Eric. Just look at
it. There's a racing point.
The team went in, I think it was down to P17. But Aaron, that's why Bugatti is winning this title race.
Big C, my goodness me. Brandon Glover all over the place. Oh my goodness me, what a race start. Oh, I couldn't help but laugh, apologies. But Leon Bentley up into 10th, whilst Haas further down. Frank Javank goes off.
Yeah, I mean, you want to see better driving standards, but Alfie will be licking his lips, Aaron. 1.3 clear of the rest already.
Yeah, and Black Phoenix has lost 2 places at the start. In fact, you know what, Big C? Let's look at the positions lost. So you got a few people into the pit lane, nice and early. Tim One Turk, Frank Vajan, Oshin has gone as well. Blandon Grover in the pit. Yeah. It's all kicking off. One of the biggest gainers, though. RL.
Yep. And we've got a VSC. I think Ushin retired in the pit lane, as he should, but unfortunately the VSC has been deployed. And yeah, damage for Toby and Brandon, and yeah, it was a messy start, isn't it? It's not what you want to see. A bit amateurish.
Yeah, I think particularly 3 into 1 corner doesn't work out. I think it was quite unlucky on that Force India. Tim Wentink, I think he was caught between a rock and hard place. He probably did try to back out, but there's nowhere for him to go. You can never blame the car in the middle. But
exactly, something I think the stewards, flying through my head steward, will be looking forward to really getting to his teeth into later on today.
Yeah, man likes to get his teeth into a lot of things, including his good friend Lizzie Candy.
And we're back. Yeah, we're back on the way, green flag conditions, and I don't know if Skivan really exploited the safety car there, Aaron, because he's got the gap down to a second, and I don't know if you remember F1 2016, where he could really exploit the virtual safety car ending. I don't know if what that Skivan did, because he's in DRS.
Yeah, if he can, just nab that DRS zone, I think that'll be good for his race, and I think we do see a rear wing open. Yeah, we do. So a lot going on here at the moment, Big C. You've got Pedro here in the McLaren, really putting pit mat under pressure. Does the up and under. That's a brilliant overtake. It will come down to the hairpin, but I think that Toro Rosso has conceded the position further up the field. Actually, further behind, you've got QPR BC just losing. Actually, he's gained a position on Curax, has he? But the Ferrari comes back at him. Oh, brilliant racing there. It really opens the steering, allowing both cars to get through safely. And you've got CC Brain here for hometown hero Big C. And right on the back of Luke.
Yeah, back of Luke, who actually hasn't yet to score a point, and he was going to quit the league, but he's decided to continue. So that man's looking for his first championship point of the season. He's running well in 6th, so it's a big day for the Racing Point driver. But further up to the front, Skivan really nailing that virtual safety car restart in DRS range. But to be fair, if I'm Bugatti, I'm happy, because the hard to medium strategy I think is the best strategy to be on.
Yeah, and I think what Bugatti might be relying on is if Skivan gets past, can I stay in that DRS range, just to really pull himself along. That's the type of strategy you'd be looking at, just to avoid getting caught up in the cesspit behind.
Yeah, I mean, Alfie used to be like a plebby racer, and he used to have a lack of intelligence when to be honest. He's developed into a fine driver. He's one of the best drivers around. He's performing at his maximum, so I think he'll let Skivan go probably and go sit in and win the race. That's what I'd say.
Yeah, it's all about maturity. Gets the move done there to Skivan. Sorry, the camera cut off there. But Black Phoenix there, you can see really trying to defend. In fact, look behind here, Big C. You've got Jordan and Will really battling here. What will the McLaren do? He's trying to go around the outside. He's got a softer tyre compound. He gets pushed. He gets run out of road there. And will Luke have a go there? The up and under, Big C. He's really going for it. Oh, he's surely got to back out, and he does. Sensible thing there from that driver.
Yeah, good driving from those guys, and as expected, Alfie's just going to sit in, only 4% behind on a set of hards. Alfie, the man to beat, but Black Phoenix will. That's not all those guys at, and obviously, these medium runners will really do need to get a move on, but like I say, the hard to medium, going that medium synth again, those fresh tyres on low fuel, those fresh soft tyres here, and I think, that's what I would have gone for, so I'm surprised more people didn't.
Yeah, and I'm just going to turn the telemetry on so we can have a look at people's ERS and battery usage. Will I don't think he's got DRS to defend here from Jordan, so he could be under threat down towards the hairpin. Surely he's going to have to concede this position. Riding on board with the McLaren, he goes to the inside. It's a routine overtake, but you've got to negotiate the braking zone, and really, you know, pleasantly done there by Jordan and Big C. You know, real gaggle of cars now starting to line up behind that Ferrari. You know, all, you know, 4 cars behind on the medium tyres, really looking to have a bite, aren't they?
Yeah, they are indeed. So, but I mean, I think I'll be happy with Razor. You know, just sticking behind Jordan. Jordan's probably the fastest driver in the league. Just sit in, protect yourself from the other medium guys, and you'll typically beat them come the second stint. But let's see how this race plays out. You know, I know you've not really been racing on this game, but safety cars are quite frequent due to the latest patch. So, you know, you were always a man to benefit from a safety car or two. So, you know, a real strategic element, which really adds to the race. It makes it a lot more exciting, which is obviously what we all want, and from a spectator point of view.
Yeah, Big C, I did win all 3 of my F1 titles, you know, in the games that did have the safety car. So it just shows how crucial it is for drivers who aren't as quick and, you know, prefer that strategic element, as you said. Jordan here might be looking to have a go at Black Phoenix, and he's really pumped it up into overtake.
Luke and Will as well.
Yeah, I don't know what one to look at. We'll say Luke and Will and just see if there's any movement up the road. In fact, I think there is. Jordan goes down the inside of Black Phoenix, gets the move done. Let's have a look at Will and whoever it was battling. Ooh,
yeah, Luke up to 5th. So far so good for those guys, but yeah, strategy will be crucial. I think the wet race probably did help actually, because we've got a nice variation through the grid. Safety cars extra will play its part. But yeah, Bugatti in a great position, just sitting in. But Jordan, like I say, the fastest driver in the league, but does tend to pick up penalties and tend to, let's say, not deliver.
Yeah, Big thing. I'm just watching Pedro. He's looking really punchy behind CC Brain, the hometown hero. So it could be an interesting battle to develop, you know, throughout the race, because that McLaren driver, he does look pretty quick.
Yeah, he does indeed. Aaron, he does indeed. Yeah, Pedro right behind. Pedro did take a great win earlier in the season back in France. You know, a new driver to PSGL, but you know, he's accustomed himself very well. Very clean, very respectful from what I've seen. So it's good to see, you know, new talents rising through, and Pedro really in the mix with these 2 drivers ahead of him who are in F1 in recent seasons. Obviously, CC Brain finishing 4th back in season 21 in the championship.
Yeah, and I'm just looking here at Bugatti. He's still staying with Skeven. You know, Skeven thinking out whether to defend, but I think Bugatti, you know, really improving his racecraft, so to speak. As we see Pedro here still having a look at CC Brain. You know, all of them tucked up behind that Ferrari, and I think CC could be in trouble here. He could be in trouble. Oh, just has to back out there. There's Pedro, not enough space to negotiate. But from what I'm seeing, the driving standards, you know, after lap 1, you know, they seem quite professional from, you know, when I left F2. You know, everyone seems to be respecting each other, not going for silly lunges or overtakes, and there seems to be a real element of racecraft involved from some of these newer drivers. Is that what you want to see in PSGL?
Yeah, and obviously that's why we want to be. We want to be the best league, the most professional league. Obviously, you know, lap 1 incidents do happen with cars all over the place. So I think that's maybe an area, you know, F2 does things to improve on, these lap 1 incidents, such as, you know, Greeny, where he took out half of the field in Canada. But I think after lap 1, and after, let's say, not post-safety cars, the league is actually very respectful and clean. So it's good to see, you know, you weed out some of the dirty drivers, and, you know, we've got a good group, a good core of drivers, but naturally, you know, incidents do happen. It's how you respond and how it is over a whole race. That is more important. Black Phoenix is back ahead of Jordan as well, Aaron.
Wow, so maybe those mediums, you know, just starting to show some signs of degradation. In fact, CC Brain has just got past Will. We just missed that, but Will having to go back in the Ferrari, is he? No, he sets it back to 0. And Pedro will not like that one, but he nearly goes into the back of Will there. And that McLaren will not want to be stuck behind that Ferrari much longer, because that Ferrari driver does look like he's struggling just a tad.
Yep, indeed. And even I think the hard runners are really, you know, you can see how good a race tyre the hard tyre is. With Black Phoenix ahead of Jordan again, and obviously Bugatti is sticking with Skeven. So yeah, the hard tyre and the 2 Mercedes boys are looking really good to really take a 1-2 today, and perhaps, you know, go within touching distance of that constructor's crown.
No, I do agree, Big C. It definitely seems like a much better league than when I was a part of it. And obviously when I was a part of it, we promoted some fantastic drivers, Big C, to the F1 League, including Odems, Francis, and Toby, who's currently racing here today as well. So this league,
Jordan, the battle for the lead, Aaron.
Oh, for God's sake!
Yeah, up the inside, Black Bugatti leads again, and Jordine, even obviously very rusty with the old camera work. Jordine third, and Black Phoenix in fourth.
Yeah, sorry, Big C. I just wanted to talk a bit more about myself. That's where the distractions have come in, but brilliant overtakes there. But obviously, PSGL F2, this is where you want to be if you want to prove yourself. If you want to get promoted to the top tier, this is the most organic way to do it, and it's the most respectful way to do it. Drivers in the past who got themselves promoted from F2 to F1, Leon Bentley, Abby Odom, Lickle Blocks, such talent. So there's a lot of opportunities here for people to make a name for themselves. The only problem is, Big C, the next game and the next season will most likely be on a new game, so that throws a spanner in the works.
Exactly, a new handling model, a new system, new tyres, new everything. So if you quick on this game, you might be a little bit more competitive the next time, or you might just be hopeless. You just don't know. But I think Skeevan is going to be looking to make a move on Bugatti here.
Yeah, on board here with Skeevan, Big C. He's shifted out to overtake, and Bugatti surely will go defensive. No, he leaves it open, and Skeevan down the inside here to make an overtake. Really opens up that steering, does Bugatti, and is he going to go for the switchback here? No, he doesn't want to lose time battling, so really using his racing brain there. Just to manage his race.
It is indeed, and it's only 8.7 seconds separate the top 11, so really close racing, and as I say, a safety car at a crucial period, an incident could really open this race up. But yeah, the top three obviously are really converging a little bit, with the top two passing a bit. Jordan, but I think it's really sitting in as well. Luke having a great race so far in P5, yet to score a championship point, so Dr. Malley and Bob Fernley will be eyeing some big points in from Luke.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity for a lot of these drivers. If you pit early, you could definitely, get a massive undercut. You could leapfrog a few drivers, a few cars. As we see a Ferrari, really touched the dirt there. Sorry, Big C, we're just going to have to look at Matt there, because he could be out of sorts a little bit. No, he seems all right. He did run wide there. And I wonder if Bugatti, Big C, is going to have a go back at Skeevan. He's turning up the dial. I don't think he's close enough.
Nah, I think it's best to sit in, because they are losing time to Jordan, and obviously Bugatti, I think, will be battling Black Phoenix for the win come the end of the race. So he doesn't want to lose too much time to his teammate, because they are battling for the title, of course, as well. 16 points is the gap, so the advantage is with Bugatti, but one incident is all it takes.
Yeah, and Big C, we're just watching Will here. He's not letting go of CC Brain. He's like a dog with a bone. He really wants that 6th place, and CC Brain really holding his own out there. The German at his home Grand Prix, whilst Greeny, his teammate, runs in 12th on the hard tyre compound. So this race is yet to pan out for a lot of these drivers. And at what window would you say the medium runners will be coming in? Would you say around that 14, 15?
Yeah, I think due to the wet weather and qualifying, they've got a nice fresh set of medium tyres on. So yeah, 12, 13, 14, I think it will be the pit stop window. And obviously, yeah, and there we have it, and Jordan is in. So a little bit earlier than expected, but perhaps he's sick of battling Black Phoenix and just wants some clear air to really pump in some lap times.
Yeah, that could be where his race has won. He might come out, in some traffic. We don't know where Toby is in all of this. Really getting held up there at that pit lane. McLaren. Bugatti here, Big C. He's sitting in again, so not looking to make a move just yet.
No, intelligent racing, because Bugatti knows Skeevan's going to be pitting in the next lap or two. Then he'll have a nice clear bit of air, and in the final stint he'll be like half a second to 7 tenths faster a lap, and probably will easily dispatch the likes of Jordan and Skeevan, who will have a minor undercut on him. So Bugatti definitely the favourite, but this is racing and anything can happen. So that's not it's not a spoiler, but I think that's the likelihood, given how consistent Alfie and how talented he is these days.
Yeah, and Big C, we just missed a move there. Pedro's found his way past Will. So Pedro, I did say, he's looking pretty feisty out there. He's found his way past the Ferrari driver, and I think he could be coming in very shortly, but he might be looking to get a lap or two in clean air, because he seems like he's doing pretty well on this tyre compound, and he does stay out. Have we got any more pitters down the circuit? We've got Pit Matt. Yeah, Pit Matt going in. QPR Beast doing pretty well for himself. I don't know if he wanted Matt to pit because he probably wanted a DRS to hog along to. That would be interesting to see when Matt comes out. Obviously, he'd want to avoid coming out, you know, behind Toby.
Oh, a mistake from Pedro, Aaron. And Will side by side through the parabolic up. P5 and P6. Will on the inside, Pedro on the outside. And yet Will through. A bit of a mistake there from Pedro, but Aaron, obviously the tyres are going off a little bit.
Yeah, it's only natural for that to happen. Poor. That's all I can say. Poor, but it happens. Bugatti really closing in the back of Skeevan as well, so it is all kicking off. Everything is yet to develop. You know, it'll be interesting to see how it all pans out. And we were talking about Pit Matt. He did come out ahead of Toby. In fact, he's behind CC Brain, so not too bad of a job for him.
Yeah, and Aaron, you know, we've got Jay Shintex in the chat, as I think you described him. You know, Jay Shintex currently serving as a 3-race ban in the F1 League.
Who?
Jay Shintex.
Huh?
Jay Shintex, you know, Jay Shintex, I mean, he won a race in F1 in season 23.
Oh, right. Lovely. As we see Pedro come into the pit lane here for a pit stop. As he puts on the hard tyre compounds.
The top two. Skeevan moves a bit late there.
Oh no.
So Bugatti leads in Germany. Skeevan still staying out, and Jordan did set the fastest lap of the race, and he's 16.9 off the lead, so he's getting a second on the leaders.
Oh, lovely. Do apologise there, Big C. I think it was a bit of a Mariah Carey moment. I don't know her, as she once said about Jennifer Lopez. Yeah, brilliant stuff going on. Pedro and Matt, they've just come out side by side down at the pit lane. Now they're battling down to the hairpin. Matt nearly picks up damage. It's really kicking off here at Hockenheim as they approach the Mercedes-Benz Arena, as Alison Hammond gives the drivers a wave. It is really heating up here, Big C, at Germany. Look at the way they're prancing around in this German heat, Big C.
Yeah, I think we're going to be seeing... I mean, Skeevan is really extending the stint here. Very interesting strategic position. Due to DRS being so overpowered, that's what his thinking is. But I mean, Jordan is the fastest man out on track at the minute, so... I don't know.
Yeah, QPR Beast is just coming to the pits. Ollie Flavel moves up into the points. Yet to make a pit stop, a man who's scored points at every race so far. Will he still get some points? He's really doing a good job. He's keeping in there with the other pack, but might be a stretch. And Skeevan, Big C, yeah, surely he's got to come in soon.
Yeah, I think Skeevan needs to pick this lap, let Black Phoenix and Bugatti do their own thing, and the battle will be resuming in 5 or 6 lap time when they go onto the medium compound tyres, as Leon, Bentley and Greeny are really dicing it out for P6, P7 and P8 with Curex. There's a penalty right behind. He does love to launch, he does Curex, and he hits Greeny.
He's hit the Jap side there, and he's lost a bit of his end plate, Big C. He's hit the Jap side. Oh, goodness me.
Yeah, and Aaron, Curex has penalties most weeks, so this man will be fuming, will Greeny there. So the man from Farley hit by Curex with damage. I don't understand how that happens, really. You know, got ABS on probably, or, a bit of racing line. Just brake a little bit earlier.
Yeah, surely he's got a pit with the damage. He doesn't, and that will infuriate Greeny. That will infuriate Skeevan and Luke in the pits. He moves right out of the way. No, is he defending? Yeah. What's going on here? A bit of an apology.
He was being respectful here, and I think that's what you want to say. I don't think, you need to give a penalty for that maybe now. It would have been 5 seconds, but he gave the position back. Greeny didn't lose that much time, so that's just good sportsmanlike behaviour. But it's still a little bit, incompetence.
It's a bit dodgy, but as long as you can accept responsibility, I think that's all that the stewards want to see. If you accept responsibility, you give your position back, you might avoid a penalty. A lot of drivers don't do that, but drivers who do that are the ones who actually go on and maybe become champions in their respectful leagues, or actually become respected drivers across the site. Drivers who hold their hands up and take responsibility. And this man Curex really trying to find his feet, but it's just not happening for him out here.
Yeah, and in terms of the battle for the net lead of the Grand Prix, it's Jordan, obviously with that couple of lap undercut, has the net lead of the race, but I think Bugatti and Black Phoenix on those medium tyres will dispatch them comfortably as Skeevan sets a purple window sector.
Yeah, he'll want to be making this move very quickly. I did say, Big C, this Jordan Poloski looking really, really quick out there. And Big C, can you spot any other special guests out there? You know, one of our viewers is inquiring.
Oh, I mean, I can't hear it. I can't. I think you're the man with the celebrity contacts. You know, I know Lizzie Cundy's also out there, but I'm not sure who else.
No, neither are we. I'm sure we'll see them soon.
Yeah, I mean, it is the F2 League, and the special guests really come out later on in the day for the F1 event with Owen Wyatt. You know, man, you share the commentary box with.
Yeah, it was a brilliant time. It was over your last.
Greeny.
Oh, Greeny.
Around the outside on Leon Bentley, 2 former F1 drivers, but Greeny has the high ground, the traction, and gets the position as we've got the beautiful Francis Jessica in the chat.
Yeah, it's lovely to see, Jessica here, BC, a good friend of yours from VRT, is it?
No, Francis Jessica, no, VQS nowadays. That man is a bit of an esports racing slagger, and really gets about, really, flaunts it.
You can't be saying things like that, Big C, on a stream, just after signing a new agreement with BDG. As Skeven really needs to get this move done on Jordan Polska, who's holding his own out there in the McLaren as we watch the Toro Rosso really get towards the rear end of that McLaren. It's really heating up, and Big C, it's only a matter of time.
Yeah, and it's good to see Skivan very respectful of the track limit. It says Pit Bat sets the fastest of the Grand Prix of 14.493. But yeah, Skivan looks the faster of the two guys, obviously on fresher, hard tyres. Actually, it's 4 laps different. I didn't realise there was that much of a difference.
Yeah, so he'll need to get the move done early, whilst those tyres are in the groove. This is where drivers get a sense of urgency. They just send it down the inside, and no, he can't do it in that hairpin. There is room to do that, but there's obviously a bit of risk that's carried with it. Goes against it, and CC, tucking in behind Pedro, who actually got the overcut throughout that process.
Oh, Skeven down the inside here and into the Mercedes-Benz section, side-by-side action, and this battling is just going to cost them a potential chance of getting a podium because Bugatti and Black Phoenix will be on fresh medium sides through Mobile 1 curve, and Jordan maintains the position and maintains the high ground. So, but these guys battling isn't going to help. This Black Phoenix here and is in.
Yeah, it's an early stop there. Will also follows in as well. So I wonder if the Ferrari might actually hold up the Mercedes in the pit lane. So it'll be interesting to see where Black Phoenix comes out. It'll be interesting to see if he comes out behind Skeven, or will he feed back out behind Greeny? Let's have a look. Black Phoenix. Oh, he's going to come out behind a few drivers. He might come out behind CC Brain. Oh, that's exactly not where he wants. Oh, there's yellow flags. Here's yellow flags, Big C. I'm not sure where.
Who?
I'm not sure.
I can't see. Oh, QPR Beast here, and he's spun at turn 1 of Valtteri. No, yeah, it is turn 1.
No way. QPR Beast parks it to the side, and my goodness me, his race is coming to an end. Skivan gets the move done on Jordan Polska. In all of that, so it's really kicking off.
Phoenix on CC Brain into the hairpin and gets up to P8, but a safety car here would be beautiful for the likes of Bugatti and Greedy. It's a crucial stage of the race.
It is. Oh god, that's not where you wanted to come out if you're Black Phoenix, especially the way Pedro's been battling. He might not be as easy to get past as you think he's going to be.
Yeah, Bugatti's in.
Yeah, I don't know what to watch here, Big C. Let me know when he's about to come down pit lane and we'll switch over.
I will do.
Yeah, we're just going to stay here. We're Black Phoenix really looking to pile the pressure on Pedro here. Oh, he's really losing a lot of ground.
Yeah, Bugatti's rolling down the pit lane through the Toro Rosso garage, through the Williams garage, and out he comes. So where's Bugatti going to feed out? He's going to have the lead still. There's Bugatti. Oh, he's going to be in a great position though, isn't he?
Yeah, you just don't want that Force India having a go. But yeah, Bugatti's got to get those tyres up to speed, but he's got the grip. And yeah, I think that's a brilliant position. You said Big C's brilliant. I've got to have a look at Black Phoenix soon. I'm not sure when to switch over because it's still all kicking off. I think Jordan's still having a go at Skeven, Big C.
Oh, up the inside.
Oh, what a move.
What a move. What a move.
Brilliant. And look who sneaks through. Bugatti sneaks through. And will he go for the lead here? This will be the best time to do it. He's going to go for it down the inside. Oh, that is brilliant racing. That's brilliant driving, forcing Jordan off there. And brilliant move. And look who goes back around the outside. It's Skeven. Some brilliant racing going on here, Big C.
Yeah, beautiful. A champion's move there from Bugatti. beautifully done, and that's why this man is going to be world champion coming into the season. Experience, pace, he's got everything, this man, at the minute. Beautifully done.
Yeah, and he should have an F1 seat as well if he carries this form over into the new game. F2, my goodness me, it is really entertaining, isn't it, Big C? Just look how close that grid is. And you know what? It's got some familiar names, and it's got such a community feel to it. And I know that a lot of drivers who race in this league really enjoy it.
Yeah, Aaron, I think it's going to be 3 wide in a minute, because Black Phoenix and Luke are up behind Jordan Polska for P3.
My goodness me, Big C, it could really kick off here. Black Phoenix, he's got a lot of horsepower in the back of that car. Brilliant stuff, brilliant. You love to see it. Up into 4th.
And it'll be interesting to see if Bugatti actually can break DRS on Steven as I think it's kicking off.
Yeah, Big C, CC has made a move there on Pedro. Back through, sorry. Sorry to just interject.
Yeah. No worries, and I was also hearing whether Addison Ham's been escorted out of the grandstands. Indecent exposure, I'm hearing.
Yeah, no, it's just before the watershed, you know, you don't want to see that. And, you know, Addison obviously having one too many drinks here this evening. A shame, but life goes on, Big C. As life will be going on for drivers such as QPR Beasts at the rear end of the field.
Yeah, even 2 former F1 race winners, P18 and P17. You know, life does really catch up with people.
Yeah, what can you say?
What I can say is Black Phoenix is right behind Jordan Bolscott. He tapped him here, he's tapped him.
Oh, I think he might have lost a bit of an end plate, has he? No, I think he's got away with it. He's got away, and Jordan Polska. Oh, he's trying to go defensive. He can't. He's fighting against a quicker driver. He's got another race to run, and it's not with Black Phoenix as the Force India nearly goes into the rear end there. And Big C, I think Will's at it again with Pedro. These guys are just not letting each other go.
You know, and Will's obviously on medium tyres, so he's probably getting really annoyed because Will can see those top guys right ahead. He's got the pace, he's got the tyres, but you know, DRS is very hard, especially when it's a double DRS drain.
Yeah, exactly. It's beautiful to watch. Oh, look at that! The McLaren there on CC. We're just seeing it from Will's view, and Will's he's gone around the outside. So CC, the hometown hero, losing 2 positions in basically 1 corner. And my goodness, that Ferrari, Big C, he's gone around the outside.
Whoa! Off the track slightly here, but what a manoeuvre!
Wow, wasting no time.
That's stunning. Stunning from Wilbur, a former F2 champion, a former race of champions.
Big C, the McLaren's gone off slightly. Oh my goodness. It's Pedro. Pedro's just gone off there, and my goodness, he's still alive. He's still alive. I think Luke might be having a go at Jordan Polska. I think he might be too far behind though, Big C.
Yeah, I think he will be too far behind. Further ahead, Bugatti, no, not
He's
Bugatti.
He's not, Big C, he's gone for it.
Up the inside. These drivers are making great moves, clean manoeuvres, and behind as well, CC Brain and Pedro.
Yeah, these 2 is personal now. Because of Pedro, CC lost 2 positions, now he wants it back. He wants it back, but he can't. And Pedro, at the moment, winning the duel, obviously on fresher, hard tyres. Made the overcut work, and he could be running away with the points. Yeah, I need to catch my breath, Big C, and what a better way to catch your breath than watch a bit of Ollie Flavel, a man who scored points in every race this season. You know, hovering outside the top 10, you know, he'll be looking to have a bite at Leon Bentley very shortly, won't he?
I think Ollie will be hoping for no penalties or a late safety car. We did, I think, just miss it, but Steven got overtaken by Black Phoenix as Mercedes are going to be taking yet another big haul of points, and will be looking to win the Constructors' Championship next time out as Greeny picks up another penalty. 6 seconds for a man of Greeny's experience on lap 24. Now, that's not what you want to see from a man such as Greeny.
Yeah, but he's just here to have a good time. He's not here for a long time. Here for a good time. Yeah. And
Jordan.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen enough of him. He's made the move, but I want to have a look at Ollie Flavel here. Going to have a move here on Leon Bentley. Both of these drivers experienced here in the F2 League, and a brilliant overtake there from Ollie Flavel. Will Leon dial it up and have a go back at Ollie? I don't think he's got enough battery, but he's still trying to hang in there.
Oh, A little bit of contact there into the Mercedes section, but nicely done from Ollie Favell. And with Greeny's penalties, I think Ollie's going to continue his streak of getting more points. So, a streak that you really enjoyed in season 19. You got points, week in, week out. It was easy.
Yeah, it was. You just got to rely on other people's shortcomings. Use your racecraft and get what you can. And that to me shows development in the driver. A man who used to DNF week in, week out, now scoring points. He's really maturing. And this is, the best place for him. And it's good to see drivers like Ollie Flavell finally starting to perform well. I wasn't a fan of him, but, you can admire his attitude. He's really, developed and learned. As we see,
and we are up to 29 viewers, as I expected. So, the viewers are really piling in towards, 8 p.m. Prime time, as it looks up the inside of Jordan. Bit of contact.
It's a bit scruffy. But Jordan stays ahead. I never minded a scruffy tussle, but yeah, he's got the battery. I think the McLaren's out of it. It's run out of battery and run out of talent.
Yeah, as Martin Brundle always says, a day late and a dollar short there. So let's see how things are progressing a little bit further down. Green on for Peter and Leon back ahead of Ollie for 11th and 12th, Fran and Kurax battling for 13th and 14th. So, a lot of battles to come, but, Bugatti is doing everything right, as he has done at every race this season, except from France. Without Bad France, he would be going to Belgium, basically securing the championship. So, Bugatti in a league of his own at the minute.
Yeah, I've not really had a look at the front end of the grid. You want to go where the action is. Good battle there from Ollie and Leon, but that's not gonna bring fireworks to the stream. If you want fireworks, you got to go on board with Jordan, Polska and Luke, because I think this one's a bit personal. A man who we just said has run out of talent, he's run out of battery, and he's using zero battery. He's not looking for a move, he's just looking to take what he can on those worn hard tyres. Probably doing the sensible thing here, just sitting in. Big C. CC Brain, meanwhile, still behind Pedro. And, Big C, Kurax has made a move.
Oh. Yeah, a nice move there. A bit of rubbing, but, great move there from Kurax up to P13. But he does have a big penalty from an incident a couple of races ago, so that man's not scoring points. As Ollie and Leon are side by side here, and as Ollie pushes them slightly and gets position. No, Leon pushes Ollie off slightly, so great stuff there from Leon Bentley up to P11, Ollie in 12th.
Yeah, it's really got the hallmarks of a battle, a midfield scrap, like, Adrian Sutil versus Roman Grosjean. Just imagining those scraps for 12th and 13th. It's personal here. And for Ollie, he doesn't want to lose too much time because he could still pick up some points. He doesn't need to battle. He just needs to make the overtake and just hang it in there. But Leon, probably wants points for himself. Big C. There's a battle here. Jordan.
Yeah, indeed, Jordan did pick up a penalty, and so a crucial penalty for Jordan. Not many of the top guys actually have penalties, but at Drake CRS, everything's been deployed, and he's up to P4. And here in this battle, he's going to go to the final lap, I can assure you.
Yeah, and I think it's going to have another customer involved in that Ferrari wheel. And further behind, CC could be having a look here. No, he's not too far behind, and Ollie and Leon, they just can't let each other go. And surely he's going to make the move this time. I'd even push Leon off as well, just to really shrug him off if I was Ollie. But that move's finally done and dusted. I don't know if we've seen the end of it. Probably have. Leon's got no battery.
No, he hasn't, and Ollie's got 70%, so Ollie really does need to start pushing and get away from him, because Ollie can get a point or two, but he just needs to get away and really stick with Greeny, who has got 6 seconds. Who Greeny has started to close in on CC and Pitmat. So lots of battles still to be had. Like 28 of 34, but I think it's all to play for in that midfield.
It is indeed. Big C 4th, 5th and 6th. I think that's the hot spot. That's the hot spot. And we definitely saw a few hot spots earlier with Alison Hammond. There's no other guests out there at the moment, Big C. Are there any, walking out just to catch a bit of sunshine from what you can see?
I mean, I can't see. We've got yellow flags. I've got to interrupt you. It's a racing point, is it?
It might be. Big C, I don't know, but Will's made a move there on the Force India of Luke, and he moves up into the 5th. I'm not sure who it was causing those yellow flags.
Tim Wend. I was too busy looking at the crowds. I think it was Tim Wentig. Now we've got a Renault off of QPRB. So that man should just call it a day. Retire in the pit lane.
Yeah.
Save the car.
I agree, Big C. And I've just seen again that Ollie Flavel's lost the position to Leon Bentley again, so he's definitely not deploying the battery.
Oh, Louis out. Will that result in a last lap?
Oh,
I do
crap.
wonder. What happened?
I clicked his name. I wanted to have a look at his car broken, but it went to his profile. We'll go back on board with Will because I think this could be the move for fourth place.
Yellow flags. Who's it?
I can't.
No, Aaron, Bugatti's made a mistake.
Has he?
What's happened? What's happened to Bugatti?
I don't know.
He's off 6 temps.
Maybe he's gone off somewhere. Maybe it's an error.
Unless his DRS is open. Yeah, something's happened to Bugatti, but Phoenix's title rival is looking to lead the Grand Prix.
My goodness,
Round the outside. Oh, good defending. But I don't know what happened to Bugatti. He ran wide at turn 1, but I don't know what happened. Maybe an error. DRS stuck open or something. But yeah, something's not right with Bugatti's car.
No, something's not right, Big C, and something isn't right here as Will making a move on Jordan Polska, a man who's refusing to yield, and he has to eventually. But the battle for the race win is going to get heated. Excuse me, Big C. I think there's a problem here for 11th, 12th and 13th. Oh my goodness me, Ollie Flavel! The point scoring streak comes to an end for the Williams driver. Heartbreak for Claire Williams in the Williams garage, and Nelly Furtado, Big C. She's absolutely distraught.
Yeah.
She's in the Williams garage as well. There's tears everywhere. Yeah. And will there be tears for Bugatti, who might lose out? And oh my goodness me, Big C! Black Phoenix has just nearly slid off. Oh my god! What a
goodness.
save! What a save! Oh, it's all kicking off here. It's all kicking off in F2, and we're catching it all.
We are indeed, and he's on a controller here, and so a great save in the circumstances. Not a will use, you'd expect that, but what a save from Black Phoenix. Keeps his title dream alive but maybe he's just throwing away the race win.
Maybe, and Jordan Polska not letting go. Oh, goodness me. Going for a move around the outside. Is the Ferrari going to run him out of road? No, gives him a lot of respect and gets the traction on the outside line. And those mediums starting to become a little bit worn. Is he going to be able to hold it around the outside, or is the McLaren not going to show him the same amount of respect? They do. Brilliant racing between the pair.
Yeah, great racing. Ollie shouldn't have left the lobby as host.
No, but childish. Or as Mike from Love Island would say, childish.
Yeah, Destiny Childish. Ollie can join that band, so... PR1 Will and Jordan Polska have penalties, so maybe Luke's looking for P4 today, or maybe Pedro, so it's all to play for. But I think Bugatti has the win in the back as Steve Van loses through turn 1. So yeah, T1 really catching the drivers out.
Yes, it's a hard track, especially if you go for the oversteerage setup. And look at that Force India, he's looking a bit feisty on the brakes there, Luke. And then further behind, you can see Pedro and CC really, queuing up. In fact, you've got Greeny in there as well, so I'm going to tune to that after we see what happens here with Jordan Polska and Will. Yeah, I have to go. I have to. Oh god, CC's going to get the move done, is he? Oh, and there you go, Greeny slides through. Teamwork at its finest.
Yeah, beautifully done. Greeny up the inside of his teammate. His German teammate's now being put down into P8, so Greeny's got the pace and power, and he's up to P7. His CC locks up slightly there, and
yeah, and that McLaren having a look there, but he cannot do it. He cannot do it. He's on much worn. Actually, he's not. He's on fresher tyres than CC, but my goodness me, Greeny definitely had the pace here from the back of the grid. Just shame he didn't have the discipline, as we see the McLaren make a move there on CC Brain. My goodness. Around the outside.
Yeah, really helping Greeny.
Yeah, my goodness, this is brilliant stuff, Big C. Look at him. Oh my god, he's nearly forced to the pit wall. Has to go around the outside. Brilliant defending. He's really parking it up, really defending the inside at every given corner.
Yeah, great stuff. Great experience racing. As I said, Pedro, one of the better racers, and obviously CC, always renowned for clean, safe driving. Maybe Jordan Polska has a DRS failure, and he's not using DRS on my screen.
He is on mine, and he's going to have a go here. CC surely got to go to the inside. He does so at his home Grand Prix. Around the outside goes the McLaren. CC surely got to be stronger on the brakes. No, he slots in behind. And that is a routine overtake. A little bit of oversteer on the exit for CC, and that will make him vulnerable to pit Matt. It's worth noting Pip and CC are in the same racing party, so maybe there's some pre-agreements made. as we approach the penultimate lap, with Bugatti staying ahead of his teammate, who's reduced the gap to 1.2 seconds.
Yeah, so we've got no doubts who the fastest Mercedes is this evening, but who's the most consistent? That's Bugatti. He's not made his errors. Black Phoenix has, so I think Bugatti will get away with it, but Black Phoenix, once again, it's the one who's got away, this one. The Hockenheim ring. It's got away from him.
Yeah, as you just say that, we see a shot of Katy Perry, once known for singing the hit song, The One That Got Away. But who will be creating fireworks here this evening, Big C? Who's wide awake?
Yeah.
And who's going to get that California girl?
I do agree, but I think it's Bugatti who's going to be roaring the loudest when he takes the win. Can Gordon Polska make the move on PR1 wheel down into the hairpin? Not quite. Not close enough. Maybe the last lap here and is where it's going to really, really heat up a little bit more. And,
let's just have a quick look at Toby for a second. A man who's, really respected on the stream. He's got a lot of admiration for us, Big C, really enjoying himself out there in P14,
Yeah.
A nice Monday drive, as Tim went in.
Yeah, definitely, a lovely man, I'll get on with him very well, nice guy. It'd be nice to see him a little bit, but, age just catch he's a working man, obviously in quarantine at the minute, but, work means, he couldn't really commit to playing F1 games anymore, but, a great guy, and maybe his better days will come on the next game where, a bit more motivation, a bit more time.
Sorry, Big C. Jordan Polska's rear end slipping all over the place. He's looking to attack Will on the last lap, but my goodness me, he really is struggling, cutting a few corners.
Aaron, we need to watch the top two, Aaron. We need to watch the top two.
Yeah.
5 tenths is the gap, Aaron, but he's got no battery. Bugatti's got more battery, but maybe he's going to launch it Daniel Ricciardo style. Aaron.
Yeah.
He's closing in. He's closing. Down the inside, maybe. He's up the inside and Bugatti does the cut back, beautifully done. He's up the under and Bugatti leads in Hockenheim. What a move. What a defence from Bugatti experience. He knew what was coming here and he knew what was coming.
Big C, I know that's what you want to talk about. Look behind, you got Jordan, Luke and Will. Oh my goodness me, it's really kicking off. It's last lap dash here. A lot of stockpiling for points. And my goodness me, Luke finally backs out. But I think Jordan got that move back through. And there's a problem here with CC. Look at him all over the back of this guy, Pedro. It's all kicking off. But one man who stood the test of time this race delivered it so authentically. It's Bugatti, and the championship leader wins another race here at Hockenheim. It's a Mercedes 1-2 with Black Phoenix on the podium. Skivan takes third, and Luke there picking up a position ahead of the Ferrari of Will.
Oh! He gets third, Aaron. He's not scored points all season. He's into P3. What a result.
My goodness, Big C. And Greeny, with those penalties, moves down to 9th place, and Pedro gets the final point. And that means CC Brain, in his home race, is 5th. My goodness me. And there's a problem here. Leon Bentley, Big C, without a front wing.
Disastrous for Leon Bentley. A man, used to fighting towards the front. Car number 68 in a Haas without a front wing. We used to sing Haas without front wing, aren't we, Ewan?
Yeah, we are, but, some real talent on the grid. Luke had a fantastic race, but I think CC, very disciplined and picks up 5th at his home Grand Prix. I think that's a brilliant result. It'd be good to speak with the podium finishers very shortly, but that was an entertaining race in F2. Thank you to all our viewers who stayed with us. Stay with us if you want to listen to the podium finishers entertainment. A lot of drivers will be tuning or turning over to F1, but they are in qualifying, so if you want to stay with us to get the thoughts of the podium finishers, please stick with us. But what a podium there, Big C. Bugatti, brilliant job ahead of Black Phoenix and Luke.
Yeah, his first podium, Luke, his first points of the season, so definitely my drive of the day goes to Luke for sure. Great drive, very solid.
I quite like CC Brain's drive. Maybe I'm a little bit biased. I think both of them did well, but you are right. I think Luke probably edged it. But as you can see, they're the results. Not much to say. If you don't get the penalties, you get the positions as seen by Luke and CC. So maybe some F1 drivers who might be listening in could pick up on that discipline. Yeah.
Excellent, man. Can you invite them or do I need to suggest?
Would you be able to suggest?
Yeah, I don't want to be here all day because I watch F1, so...
Yeah, the Big C, you know.
Top 3.
You can watch it on repeat.
Exactly. PSGL +1.
And it's just worth noting that it's good to give drivers, you know, their moment, you know, when they perform, you know, to be able to share their thoughts in the podium interviews, you know. It's a real satisfying feeling, you know, when you finish on the podium after a great race and you get to share, you know, your feedback. You know, you feel like you get some recognition through it. So we're just going to hear from them shortly. So just bear with us a moment as we invite them to the party. So it's Black Phoenix and Bugatti. What about Luke?
Yeah, I did Luke at the end.
That's good. So we'll just hear from these drivers very shortly. But good race there, Big C. You know, really good, good racing. It was entertainment. It was entertainment.
After that scrappy lap one, you know, we really saw some good action, some great racing, some experienced racing.
Sorry, Big C, I had you on mute.
On a Monday night.
Sorry.
It's alright. Get them in is the most important thing.
I agree. And there's no time to waste. Big C, let's have a word with the race winner, Bugatti. Brilliant lap in qualifying. Fantastic race management and a fantastic race victory despite the close attention of your teammate. You know, just sum up your emotions.
Yeah, well, it feels really good because now I can win the championship next race. I think I can anyway. So yeah, looking on to the next race mainly, but this race was very good. I thought I was going to get penalties, but I only got one warning, which was a bit stupid. It was on the outside curb coming onto the big straight. So I don't even know how I got a warning there, but that was my only warning, and I knew everyone else around me had warnings. Quali was interesting because the inters and the wets were looking close, and I went out on the wets, and luckily it was the right decision. But yeah, it feels very good, especially to switch back my teammate when he goes for a massive dive on the last lap, to know that I am the dominant Mercedes.
And you know, Alfie, it's fair to say, you know, I've known you, you know, quite a long time now. You know, I saw what you were doing in the F3, the F2 league in the past, but you know, you've really developed into, you know, an experienced, fine, you know, young driver. You know, what has changed? You know, why are you this, you know, just amazing driver at the minute? You know, maybe you weren't the fastest today, but you know, you always seem to get the job done. You know, what's the difference?
I don't know, but I think it's been the story of this season, Big C. You know, not being the fastest, but having a brain. You know, everyone else taking each other out, basically winning the race for me. So I don't really know what's changed. I come into it with, I think, a better mentality, more practice, and it does pay off. But I've shifted my focus from just, you know, you can't win it on the first lap, but you can definitely lose it.
And I think it's also about discipline as well, which I think you've definitely, you know, showed and, you know, matured into. You know, it's about discipline, it's about respect for the other drivers. You know, as you showed in your first stint, you know, you didn't go for any rash moves on Skeven. You showed your racecraft. You know, you developed into a fine racer, and that's why you're leading the championship, and that's why you are the driver you are today. And maybe, you know, for the future seasons, you might be promoted back up to F1, where you probably deserve to be.
Hopefully not. I don't want to get slapped.
Well, Alfie, you know, some people do enjoy getting slapped, so it just depends on who you are. But yeah, let's move on to the second place man, Black Phoenix, shall we?
Yeah, Black Phoenix, a good drive from you. Probably not the best lap one, losing a few positions. You know, you're involved in a bit of a contact there with Tim Wentink, and yeah, after your pit stop window, you fed back out into traffic, and then, you know, whilst you're catching your teammate towards the end, you know, we caught you, you know, having a little moment, a little bit of a slide. You know, did that all ultimately, you know, cost you of what could have been a race victory tonight, or was Bugatti just a stronger man?
Well, he was on a win regardless, because I had a pen, but I would have definitely beaten him on track. But because every time I got close to him, I just made a mistake, so I think I'll just I've got to get more in the zone, to be honest, when I'm going for overtakes. But like you said, turn 1 or lap 1, so it was that was hard. Something else, but when I slapped on the mediums, it was just I was probably the quickest driver, so that's something to take from that, I guess.
But nonetheless, a good podium finish, and it helps Mercedes in the Constructors' Championship. So, well done.
Like we need it at this point.
Yeah, well, I think well done to you guys. Obviously, Mercedes about 70-odd points clear, probably. So it will be one next time out at Spa, whatever happens, because I don't see Red Bull really doing too much in terms of closing the gap.
No.
I don't.
No. Is there anybody else, Big C?
No, I think that's everyone in the party.
Do you want to close it off?
No, even you can.
Yeah, well, thank you everyone for tuning in tonight for F2 Germany. Join us next time out at Spa. How do I end the stream?